here we go. This man I've known for a long time, even though we lost contact over a few years. And he always makes me laugh. As a matter of fact, I'm not even looking at him right now because he's killing me right now. But this man is the only person I'm giving up my polo swag because this man is this guy right here. So other than introducing him, I don't know what else to say about the man. So here we go. Nasty NES. Oh, now you're going to be quiet. You're killing me.
Hey, can you see me?
I can see you, dude.
Do I look all right? I don't know how to put makeup on that good, but I don't want you to see my pimples. Can you see them?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm too distracted by your glasses to see pimples, so you're okay.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, you know, my birthday yesterday, and
Happy birthday.
I'm trying not to burn questions about, you know, oh man, our relationship is funny. He's one of my 5 friends, and if you know me, I really only have 5 friends. I know a lot of people, but he's one of my 5 friends. So I've been wanting to get him on this for a long time because, well, you'll see. So, dude.
Hey, Danny.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If you can't do it, don't do it. Is it possible through this entire interview you can just not move your hands? If you can't, then go ahead and do this.
I'm sitting on them. That's probably the best I can do. Oh, no.
I don't want your hands to get smelly and stuff, so just go ahead.
I took a bath. I took a bath before this.
I like it better when you do this.
Yeah, no. I took a bath just for you, man. I'm clean, so I can put my hands in.
But do this, because it's like an orchestra when they go like this.
You know,
it sounds good.
But now, because of you, I make sure not to do this. And
don't do that.
No, I try not to do that. And when I listen, and I'm also trying to look at you through this, because right now you're right here, off to the left of the camera. So I'm looking at you, but here it looks like I'm not paying attention. So.
Oh no, you look great, man.
Oh well, thank you. What'd you say? I wasn't paying attention.
Right here,
that's it, man. There you go. There you go. Right here.
Okay. Question number 1, man.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, question number 1. Hold on. I had it, and talking to you, of course, I forgot it.
But you know what?
Oh, here it is. I remember.
No. Don't you think it's best if you kind of introduce me, like tell people a little bit about my background so they'll know who you're talking about? Or should we go to question number 1?
No, you should talk about yourself. I'm not burning a question.
No.
I spent 3 minutes introducing you.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, I was busy looking at your teddy bears in the back. That's cute. Oh, man, really cute.
You know, you're the first person to notice.
No, it's really cute. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. That one is out of respect for the last doggy I had, and that one I bought. It was Karen and I went shopping, and that was just after the heart attack, and so we went.
So what's their name?
That's Bear, and that's Bowser.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's the significance of those. And then
that's all good. Don't be ashamed.
I'm not me. And shame. Now I have to look that word up in the dictionary. And then you see your boy Critter right there, right? A little art. Yep. So I could talk about you all day long. Obviously, we've already burned 10 minutes, and I haven't even got to a question yet. So you tell. As a matter of fact, that would be my first question. Tell the world, or the 35 subscribers I have right now, whichever the case may be, 5 things about Nasty NES.
One, I love Chinese food. I can, you know what? If I was stuck on an island and all they had on that island was a Chinese restaurant, as long as they had Diet Coke, I would eat at that restaurant every day, morning, noon, and dinner. I love Chinese food. I love roast duck, Peking duck, and dim sum. I love Chinese food, and I'm Filipino, but I love Chinese food. That's number one. Number two, I love martial arts. I've been into Kung Fu since I was 13 years old, and that was like 1973 maybe.
Yes.
I love Kung Fu. I love hip hop music. If it wasn't for hip hop, I probably would have been, I don't know, maybe locked up somewhere. You know, I was just talking to a guy earlier who I hung out with, and he used to always get busted and go to juvenile, and we were reminiscing our early days and how we all changed. And I told him if it wasn't for getting a job at the radio station and starting, well, introducing Seattle hip hop in 1980 and getting a paycheck for it, I don't know what else I would do, you know, because I didn't like going to school. I only graduated high school because that was my mom's last wish before she passed away from cancer. Other than that, you know, reading, and when I read, it makes me sleepy, so I fall asleep. But they said reading is really important because I can tell you read a lot, just how you talk, your delivery. You know, I don't read a lot, so I kind of wish I did. Like if you met well, you did meet my sister.
Yes.
She's totally different than me, and she loves to read, you know. So that's 3. Number 4, I love, I guess you could say I'm kind of a role model to a lot of people now.
Absolutely.
Just setting an example to kids or to adults and sharing some of my highs and lows in my career, because a lot of them can identify with it. And 5, I put Christ and God first in my life now. I didn't do that before, but I do that now. So I try to live a clean living, try to speak clean, and try to just shine as a light to everyone I meet. So that's 5. Cinco.
That is 5. And I will probably comment about all of them, particularly the role model one. I have a question about that for you. But yes, absolutely. I could not have described you better myself. I want you to tell a couple of stories. It's one of my questions. But before we begin, well, actually, this will be my first question.
No,
what do you think?
No, you asked me a question.
What question did I ask?
That's one question.
Oh, that was first one. Okay. You're right. He's keeping me on my toes. Question 2. Okay. Can you believe what's going on in With or Without You?
With or without, can I believe?
Oh, you don't watch that? I thought you watched that, Novena. That's one of the Filipino soap operas I watch. You don't watch that? I just heard a question. Huh?
Oh, I never heard of that one. Sorry.
Oh man.
I think I think you switched the Korean channel. Yeah, wrong one, man. Sorry. Because Koreans, they got some of the best soap operas. Filipinos, I think, are the best, or Koreans, but I think you were watching the Korean channel. So big ups to Korea.
Oh man. God, you're the only person I know where I can burn questions. This may be the special edition of 5 Easy Questions. I'm going to stick to my questions here. Well, at least this one. Yeah, this one is because this goes back to the stories. I'm going to name 3 artists. And I want you to tell me a NES story about these 3 artists. Okay, they're going to be totally random. Let's start with Eazy-E and or N.W.A.
Those guys, I had a great relationship with Dr. Dre, Jerry Heller, Lonzo, DJ Yella, when they were the Wrecking Crew. I used to play their music on my radio show, and we also did a show together in London when I was with Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, Arabian Prince was part of that group. And so Arabian Prince and I became really close friends. His dad, I think, was the editor of an urban magazine. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head. But anyway, BRE maybe. But I knew his dad really well, and his dad passed away. And Raven Prince and I became pretty good friends. And he said to me, "I'm going to send you something that no one's ever heard before. And when you hear it, it's on some whole new level, blah, blah, blah." And it was N.W.A. And I asked him, what did those initials stand for? And then he told me, and then I said, "Man, I can't say that word on the radio." He said, "Yeah, just call it N.W.A." And then also he gave me Eazy-E's first single, Boys in the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
So I started playing it on the radio. And boy, no one had ever heard music like that before, because they were talking about the streets. Like all this time, I didn't know police were like that, but they were doing their thing. And I'm talking about, that's why they wrote F the Police. Everything they wrote about in that song is relevant then and relevant still now. And I never knew about that, because in Seattle, you didn't see that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm sure you didn't see that kind of stuff everywhere else, but it existed. I just didn't see it, and a lot of people didn't see it either. But it existed until I think the Rodney King thing happened, and then everybody realized, wow, it really is happening, So that's how I got to know them. And when we were coming up, when I say we, I'm talking about Sir Mix-a-Lot, we would tour with N.W.A, MC Hammer, JJ Fad, Public Enemy. We were on the road with them, so it was kind of cool. I mean, they weren't huge yet. Neither were we, but it was just kind of cool. I had memories of just sitting in the audience, with the empty seats, and just Ice Cube would be right here with his feet up on the seat, and I'm just chilling back while another group is doing sound check, And anyway, my relationship really blossomed with those guys that they asked me if I would be on one of Eazy-E's record called Radio, and that's where you hear me on the very end of that single. Which actually, did really, really well.
Right. No, believe me, when it comes, well, especially when you talk about the neighborhood and your lack of exposure to it, I wish I could say I'm with you. But when it came out, it was, it was good and it was bad, because gangster rap changed the game with respect to what the big wigs, the behind the scenes music people, they shifted from New Jack sound to, that's where they saw the money. That's where they went. So now, if I recall correctly, when you were talking about London, you were talking about the Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we were
okay. There. And so I'm trying not to ask it as a question, but you told me a story about that. I'd love for you to tell that story to everybody.
Well, when they say Cats has 9 lives, I actually have 2 lives, because I almost died in London. We were doing a show in London, and Prince's movie Purple Rain just came out. And I remember Prince with the guitar, he would jump on top of the speakers, and all the girls went crazy. And I go, man, I want the girls to go crazy over me. So I did the same thing. I jumped on top of the speakers, and I was getting ready to do the beatbox part in Square Dance Rap. And then I fell over the speaker, and at the stage, I was going way down. Like if I would have fell all the way to the ground, I probably would have either broke a leg or died or something. But there was the rope. I caught the rope where you open the curtains, and I caught the rope. And then when I was falling, you can hear the mic falling. You can hear me go, Mix. And then so Maharaji and someone else ran and grabbed the rope, and they pulled me up. It was really embarrassing. But yeah, that part, to this day, we always laugh and think about it, you know, because everyone saw it and I was embarrassed, but I thought I was Prince, and but I wasn't. So yeah.
Oh, I know. And the thing is, I think we need to have our own podcast, just the Danny and Ness show, the Nasty and Easy show, because you have stories, you make me laugh. I'd be the straight man. I'd be Abbott, you'd be Costello. That's how it would go. So that was the first artist. Second artist, Prince.
Prince, you know, I never really met him, got to know him, but I met people from his band like Sheila E., Morris Day, Jerome, the big fat guy in the movie Purple Rain, Billy Sparks. I met him. I just remember going to all these shows because I was working at the radio station, so I always got free tickets. And man, aside from Earth, Wind, and Fire's concerts in the in the 70s, Prince had the dopest concerts. Even a few years before he died, I mean, he would be up there for 3 hours. And I mean, I was screaming like a girl, man, just like all the other girls. That's how dope he was, you know. But other than that, I never really met him, but I remember at one conference I went to.
I'm giving you a free plug, by the way. You got to brag about the swag. Go ahead, continue.
Anyway, so it was a conference, I think it was Jack the Rapper in Atlanta.
Yes.
And only certain people were invited to this concert, and they wouldn't say who it was. They said, it's a private concert, you're invited, exclusive, you got to be there. So I went, and then I was sitting in the front row, believe it or not, front row, and then we didn't know who was going to perform. Then when the curtains opened, it was Prince. And I go, oh my gosh. I mean, he was right there in front of me performing, and I'll never forget that night.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have no doubt. Third artist, MC Lyte.
MC Lyte. Oh, man. Well, I used to play all the records back in the days. I always wondered if her and the guy from the song Top Billin' were brother and sisters. It kind of sounds the same, but I guess no one really has the answer to that question. But MC Lyte, her and I go way back. She's always been cool. You know, she's been over my place once or twice. And I remember when I first met you, right? We were at a club watching your son perform, and she happened to be, what was that club called? It was a historic
Whiskey A Go-Go.
Whiskey A Go-Go.
Yeah.
And I believe she was there. And then I ran into her and I go, Lyte? And she goes, Nasty? And it was like, man, I haven't seen her in ages. And so, you know, it was kind of cool seeing her. But I know in your eyes, you're like, damn, Ness knows her. But her and I go way back.
Oh, yeah. No, you see, that's how you remember the story. The way I remember it is I see Lyte coming in. And I knew her from back in the days at the pros. Yeah, we brought him in and everything. And it had been a few years. So I would have been surprised if she had remembered me. So she walks up. I was in front of you. She walks up. I say, hey, Lyte, I'm Danny Dorman. I'm from the pros DJ pool. And she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then she saw you. And she goes, Ness! Goes up, gives you a hug like you just gave her $100. And I'm like, I can't believe this. This was at the time where I knew you knew people, but I didn't know you knew people, right? From all the stories and everything. And that, earlier that day when I came to your house, I had never seen, and I wish you could take your camera around now, but it took us forever to just get this thing going. So, but this man has wall-to-wall plaques. You should be able to see, let me see, I'm trying to put my hand right there. That's just 3. I think there's one in the back. Don't mess with the camera. Oh.
Okay, sorry, okay.
No. And Ness, knowing you, you'll disappear. So, okay. But he has wall to wall, literally. It looked like the Louvre up in there. And we're talking about Lauryn Hill, N.W.A, Diddy, the entire Death Row, And
You
then
talking about
the dog.
you talking about my plaques, right? My
Yes, I'm
plaques.
talking about your plaques.
Well, where I got the idea, because I never knew I was going to get plaques, but I got the idea of the wall thing because I love Elvis Presley. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me because I said that, but I really do like Elvis. And his house in Graceland, how he had all those gold records like that. I said, man, one day I want to have a place and I can put all my gold records side by side by side by side by side. And so that's where I got the idea from, because of Elvis.
Yeah, well, gold and platinum. I had never seen anything like that outside of a record company where, they show off all the plaques on their wall and everything. I had never seen anything like that. And then that night, Lyte goes up to you like, look like one of those Jerry Springer moments where you're bringing out your long lost brother type of thing. I was like, oh, man. All right, that's the way it's going to be with this, man. That's the way it's going to be with this, man. So that was question.
Wait, hold on. That's not how I remember it. I remember when Lyte saw you and you looked at her, I heard music start playing and birds chirping, and then you both had your arms wide open. You ran to each other in slow motion, and your tongue was sticking out. And then you guys locked, and then we started. Oh, you know the rest. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, and I was shortly arrested after that and charged with assault. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's how the story went. Yeah, I ran up to her and said Lyte and gave her a hug, and she kicked me and said, "Who the hell are you?" Yeah, oh, that's right. That's how the story was. Oh, man. So what are we on? Officially question 4, right?
Yep.
So, no, as in we just did question 4.
Okay, you can do 2 more if you want, but what's the next
No,
one?
man, it kind of ruins the shtick of 5 easy questions. But
Okay.
I'll try to combine the last one. I'll try and combine all 3 questions into the last one. I won't know. This one has to do with Rap Attack. Oh, this is not me asking the question. Here we go. Hold on. You can't read it, right?
All right. Well, Danny, and I'm trying to speak eloquently like you would speak to me, whether it's reciprocity that's taking place, but the questions I can divulge and answer to you if you give me a chance to express myself genuinely as Danny Dorman would, scientifically and prolifically, prophylactically.
So in other words, you couldn't read it. Okay.
Did I sound like you? I sound just like you, huh?
You sounded just like me, yes, except it's reciprocity.
Oh, I thought it was prophylactically.
No, yeah, no,
MC Lyte.
that is prophylactically. So I know you didn't mean that. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what then? Okay, I'm gonna burn this 5th question because, oh man, I won't take. Yeah, that was a silly question. So this one, honestly, this is the last question of 5.
Would you want me to talk about Rap Attack? I mean, I can.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Well, listen. Well, you know what? This day and age with radio, if you're an independent, unsigned artist, you're not going to get played right away or at all on your local commercial radio station. I can guarantee you that. A lot of these songs you hear on there are there because labels have money to put in. I'm not going to lie. It costs money to get your songs played. There are ways you can get songs played maybe 2 times, 3 times a week. But if you have humongous numbers and you're really, really selling, you'll get played that way too. But how are you going to sell like those amounts unless you get airplay, I guess? I mean, airplay really helps a lot. But a lot of these artists now, they sell millions and they get 0 airplay. But but the way I look at it, if you have a radio airable, playable song and you're hip hop and you're unsigned, what I do is I hit up college radio, because college radio, if you really think about it, they can play whatever they want to play, especially if it's a hip hop show. And after 10 p.m. their time, they can play uncensored music. but I always request artists that hire me to promote their music to send me clean radio versions. And if they have a dirty version, I can always send that too if it's requested. But yeah, I have a website I've been doing since maybe 2004, and it's rapattacklives.com, rapattacklives, lives.com. And it basically features a top 30 chart featuring, and you'll see on the chart, unsigned independent hip-hop artists that you probably know about if you really know the underground hip-hop scene. And that's, I guess my version is kind of like the Billboard for unsigned underground hip-hop artists, where they can see their songs getting charted, and where my DJs, see, I'm talking like you now, where my DJs can play their music on their show. You know, I treat my DJ just like they would treat a commercial radio DJ, except I don't have to pay the money. It's all about my relationships with them.
Right.
And it's been really successful for me for a long time. You know, the way it started was in 1985, was promoting Sir Mix-a-Lot. And back in those days, commercial radio, you didn't have to get permission to play certain songs in the mix. So it was a lot, not that it was easy for me, but that's how I would get his stuff played, because I was a mix show DJ too. And then when they started making rules where they tell you what to play, that's when I said, you know, there's got to be another outlet for me to get my music played and heard. And I thought college radio, you know, they have rap shows, because I ended up having a rap show on a college radio too in my career. And that's why I've been sticking with them to this day. And, you know, that's rapattacklives.com. But if you have another question, man, you can ask me that one. But yeah, I stress that because there's a lot of artists out there looking for ways to get their music pushed and played.
Right. Well, actually, I still have my fifth question because you replied to what you saw. But I got to clear up a couple of things because this man is just too doggone humble. rapattacklives.com has top tier international DJs where your product is heard, and if it is good, it is promoted, and it's promoted, you know, it's not only promoted down in Santa Barbara, for example, with my boy Tragic. It's not just promoted up north. We're talking about Ivy League schools. We're talking about radio stations that are still true terrestrial radio stations. This man is the alternative to that. And I'll give you an example. This guy out of your neck of the woods, Macklemore, that's his name. Didn't go through that, went through him. And let's see, he played at the Academy Awards, had a couple of commercials, had videos in the top 10. Yeah, all that was because of this man right here. And,
well, I got a great example. It involves you. It involves you, your son. You know, me promoting your son, Krita. He landed up on Sway's Wake Up Show. I mean, that's, to me, Sway's Wake Up Show is like being on Oprah. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, no, I know. The fact that you brought him along and he got that exposure not only once but twice, and that was due because of you initially. And then I'll drop a name. You know, it started with Ness, but it was because of what I did for Sway. So, yeah, I know. I'm looking at the camera for you people saying, "Oh, who is this guy?" Yeah, I'm that guy. So anyway, it's not just this man right here. He's done a lot. I won't give, you know, there's no doubt about that. I've done a thing or two. He's done a lot, though. But going back to Rap Attack Lives, if you're an artist and you are serious, you ought to be reaching out to this man. And I will put his contact information on this channel and on my Instagram, my Facebook, wherever else I have social media. If you are serious, reach out to this man, because this man has, he has tentacles out there. He's like a great big octopus. Some say he's a great big octopussy, but he really isn't. He's a teddy bear.
And this man right there got testicles. This man right there. Yeah.
He always makes me laugh.
All right, my Filipino soap opera. My Filipino soap opera is about to start. So.
Oh yeah. I know. Well, watch the Korean one because that one was pretty good. So, last question, real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Other than music, eating, your only other passion is the martial arts, which you talked about. But what inspired you to take up breakdancing?
Oh, you know what? I never took breakdancing, but I love acting. I love acting, and I'm really trying to break into that field. You know, I've been in a few small roles in ER, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. I was in House Party 4, you know. So, yeah, I'm not a breakdancer, but acting is something that I would like to break through. And I think with a lot of Asians now coming up in the field, maybe there'll be an open door for me somewhere. So if anyone's watching this and you're looking for the next, I won't say Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, but let's say next Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita, I can do him. Yeah. Wax on.
Oh, yeah. You definitely, well, especially. Now, see, what you don't want to be is, you know, Asians are the new black. You don't want to be that because they only have like one black star. And then everyone else has to wait. You want to be the new LGBTQ, kind of on the heavy side, neo-liberal. You'll get on TV all day long, and you can quote me, people. You'll see him now. You'll see him on some LGBTQ show, maybe even a Filipino novella.
I love everyone, man. So I have no.
I do too. I'm just, you know, I'm looking at trends, you know, looking at trends. And he may not be a break dancer, but this man just breaks artists. That's what he does. So
that's right. I break him.
You break them. You break them. And my partner, my one of 5 friends, thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, I know you got to go. Yeah, those are his signals that he's got to go to the his soap opera, or he has to use the bathroom. It's one of the two.
I got to use the bathroom.
Hey, show off your hat, though, man. Come on now. Don't take it. Don't take it off. But bend down so we can see it. There it is. There it is. Look at that. Custom design for him. His own emoji, little son of a gun. So this has been Eddie Dorman, Easy D. 5 questions with my boy Nasty NES.
Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Pinoy pride. Yeah, yeah. Woohoo!
Couldn't have said it better myself, and probably couldn't have said it.